One of the truly useful tools is the Video Manager. This lets you see all of your videos in an account. It's great for finding content or making bulk changes. With the Video Manager, we can do things like actually see everything, and there are a lot of tools to sort and sift and find things. Also, it's going to show you everything by default, but it's easy to change that to see certain privacy settings, like only my private videos, or only videos that have been set to a Creative Commons license. These filter settings are quite useful so you can find things, and you can even take a look at other advanced settings, searching for things like who uploaded it or how many views a video has received. Also, what's great is the ability to control multiple videos. This allows you to change any setting for individual videos or a group. This can be quite useful if you want to put multiple videos into a playlist, for example. Or if you need to add tags, change categories, or add age restrictions. Also, it's a great way to check the status. So on each video, you can see key information like the privacy, the publication status, the number of likes, dislikes, views, and comments. And as you see here, it really is total control. I have the ability to see exactly all of my videos. I can see whether or not they've been shared. Is a video high definition? Is a video being monetized? Is the video scheduled or public? And this is really quite useful. In this case, it helps me understand the status of what I've published. Let me give you an example of using the Video Manager to make a change to several videos. I'm going to go to one of my accounts that has several videos uploaded. In this case, I've switched back to the PhotoFocus account, and I'm in the Video Manager. This is part of Creator Studio. I'm going to tell it that I want to find certain content. So under View here, I'm going to click and say that I want to see all of my unlisted videos. You see that it finds my unlisted videos, and in this case, I've got a bunch of interviews and other things that are only published in certain places. Well, I want to modify these studio tips. So I'm going to select all of the studio tips that are currently unlisted. These have been published to a specific article on the PhotoFocus website, but they're not easy for other people to see unless they directly went to that article because they're not listed on the page. So now I'm going to give these a broader audience so they're easier to discover. What I've done here is selected all of the studio tips, and we're going to make these public. Now, you see that I can go through and navigate through pages. In this case, I've got 2 pages of unlisted videos. So it's important to switch and make sure that none were left behind. It looks like I found them all there. So I'll go back. And in this case, with those videos selected, notice that it only wants me to be able to do that on one page at a time. So if I switch pages, it lost the selection. So it's important that you either fit everything on one page or you make these changes in smaller groups. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is make a few changes. First, under Actions, I'm going to say that I want to switch these to public. And I'm going to update that. And click Submit. Now, as I'm waiting, you'll notice that I am unable to do things while that's being edited. It says Pending Edit. So this is going to take a little bit to find all of those, but it'll be done in just a moment. Now they've been updated and are removed from the unlisted list. Let's go ahead and search here for things that have studio tips in the title. I'll just do a search here. And it found them all. Now, what I'm going to do is click to select all of those, and I'm going to make another change here. Under Actions, for example, I can make sure I tell it that I want to monetize these. Maybe I want to allow video ads or sponsored cards. If I click Monetize, Now these videos are able to be monetized. Now, one of the things I notice is that the uploader hasn't been consistent. Studio Tips plural with a colon, Studio Tip. Now, this is a great way to see those sorts of problems. So what you can actually do is work with that content if you needed to make a change. So you'll see here other choices, including more actions, which allows you to make additional changes here. Do you want to allow something to be embedded? Do you want to adjust the title? So this will make it easy, and I can assign a new title to all of these videos if I wanted. Pretty useful. Let's go ahead and exit that for a moment. But with all these videos selected, what I want to actually do is add this to a playlist. So I'm going to click cancel for a second here and say add to, and I'm going to make a new playlist called Studio Tips. And click create. And you'll see that those videos have been added to a playlist. Add to Studio Tips. Great. Now, we do already have a playlist of that name, so keep in mind that you might have a little confusion there if you have two sets of tips. So it's important that you control this. But in any case, you see that the videos have now been set to monetized and to public, and that those global changes have been made. If I were to go over to my playlist category here, I'd be able to see things. So here we have two sets of videos, Studio Tips, both public and private. Now in this case, I'm going to get rid of that new one that I made, but you see, easy enough, it was able to put those all into one playlist. Let's go ahead back for a second. Let's go ahead and edit that for a second. And if I want to, I can actually remove this one from this particular playlist and it's done. Or if needed, I can click the edit button here and make additional changes to this particular playlist, including the settings and other changes. If you want, click the more button, and this is where you can get rid of the playlist or make other global changes. Now I'm going to kill that playlist because I actually had these videos in a playlist already, but as you can see, this makes it much easier to control how videos are being used. Now, that ability to use the Video Manager is quite useful and quite powerful. Remember, you have great search controls as well as an actions menu that lets you change things. As you start to select multiple videos, that actions menu truly becomes useful, so you can apply global changes to a list of videos or use the Add To button to organize them into a playlist for enjoyment.